well, they definitely went bigger. Hey guys, it's G from the F Word here to review for you Stranger Things 2. Now, if you haven't seen Stranger Things 2, if you haven't seen Stranger Things 1, I would stop right now, maybe check out our recap, and maybe watch the first season, then our recap, then you can watch this after you see season 2, because I'm spoiling the hell out of things. Because there are some things I really want to get off my chest in regards to this that would be really tough to express in a season 2 non-spoiler. Also, if you're watching season 2, you've probably seen the first one, so you're gonna see the second one. So, you don't need me to tell you. I like Stranger Things season 1. I gave it, in my personal poll, because we didn't have the channel going on, about an 8.2. It was really good. Some of my friends gave it a 9.5. I had people giving it, higher scores, whatever. But generally, people like it. It's fresh, it's new, it's very cool. It was very 80s without being over the top. I really liked it. Let's start with the good. Stranger Things Season 2 has some great acting in it. Specifically, Will and Dustin. They are my two favorite in this season. Dustin, for the fact that he has a bigger role in this, he plays a bigger part, he plays a more important part, and his relationship with his mom is one of the funniest things ever. You love this kid, you want to see him in more things. They really put a focus on Dustin. And secondly, Will. Will crushed it. The kid that played Will crushed it. His acting was far beyond everybody else's. The kid should get an Emmy, because the stuff that he had to pull off in this, especially with, again, spoilers, the big spider octopus monster in the Upside Down possesses him, and he has to get to those really kind of dark places. He does it in a way that, A, you believe him, and B, is really, really well done. Hopper and Eleven, they have a father-daughter, pseudo-father-daughter relationship in this, and I love that too. That was probably my favorite collaboration with the two actors. Their chemistry was great. It was very organic. It was very real. Knowing what Hopper went through with his own daughter, you can understand where he's coming from. Hopper has been in contact with Hawkins. His deal is he keeps 11 away. Those guys stop whatever they're doing, but they're not. Hawkins is running experiments with what's going on with the Upside Down. They're branching further and further. They're finding, or they're seeing, that the Upside Down is trying to seep further into the world, the regular world, versus the Upside Down. And they're using Will as a way to do it. The other thing I liked is the effects in this were really good. It was good effects, especially when it comes to TV. TV, you kind of expect a lot from Game of Thrones. But, with this, for them to go as big as they did and to make it look as good as it did, I liked it. The other thing I liked is that they actually showed us another character like 11. She is 8. We find out through 11, trying to find her mom, that 8 was with 11 at the time when she was taken to Hawkins. It gives the backstory of how, when she was born, the Dr. Brenner did take her away, and they tried to play it off like she died and stuff. Her mom's kind of going through a lot of stuff, and 11's able to tap into that and find out what's kind of going on in her head. She can't fix it, but she at least knows. So I'm glad that they showed it, and they showed that there was another number, because there's got to be. She's 11. There's another 10 at least. What I didn't like about this: one plot line, maybe two. Billy and Max had nothing to do with anything in this show. I'm following Billy and Max, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe Max is another number. Maybe she's somebody else or whatever. She isn't. Billy isn't. He is a badass playboy heartthrob, whatever, abs, long hair, smokes. The only good thing that he brought was the music that was playing in his car when he'd pull up to a scene. And that's it. Yeah, okay, his dad is abusive. It had nothing to do with anything. And the only thing it did was for him to be kind of a thorn in the side of Steve, which we like Steve now. And that's it. Max only served a purpose to be love triangle between Dustin and Lucas, which shouldn't have existed anyways, because it had nothing to do with anything except for give Lucas a girlfriend at the end of it all. So they had nothing to do with it. Sean Astin's in this as Bob, Joyce's boyfriend. Sean Astin's a good actor. I like him a lot. However, the role that you think he's playing in this when you're watching it, and the role he ends up being, which is pretty much the same role from the beginning, because you think he's going to be a bad guy in a turncoat, doesn't turn out that way. What was the point? Hire somebody else, give him less screen time, and let's focus the rest on everybody else. Because I'll tell you, Jonathan and Mike didn't get as much screen time or weren't as focused as before. Yeah, Mike had his moments where he was trying to find 11 and everything like that, and he had his sad moments, but for some reason, I didn't forget about him, obviously, but I didn't think about him as much. And maybe it's because Will pretty much outshadowed everybody, and there was a lot of focus on Dustin and more on Lucas as well. Basically, for me, it's there was so much stuff going on. And those two, the Bob plot line, which didn't go going anywhere, and specifically the Billy and Max plot line, which really didn't go anywhere, was the reason why I felt specifically in 4, 5, and 6, episodes 4, 5, and 6, or chapters, if you want to be technical, I was kind of having a hard time trying to figure everything out. Also, Jonathan and Nancy are off looking for other things. Again, Jonathan was in this, but for these massive gaps where you didn't see him, they're on the hunt to discredit Hawkins. They get caught trying to infiltrate that. There's this other conspiracy theorist that's been trying to talk to Hopper to try to figure things out. Yeah, they finally figure out a way to do it by watering down vodka, which cooks them, hey, let's water down the system too, or they're trying to find a way to tell Barb's parents that she died without telling people that there's an upside down world that's trying to seep into their world, right? So that's my biggest issue with it. And it's an issue that, again, it made it seem very spread out, and you just didn't focus on the characters that you liked. You're sitting here focusing on Billy and Max. They had nothing to do with anything. And Bob, which they could have had any other actor play him, but they've got Sean Astin. And again, we like him. And at least, for the most part, he still remains the Sean Astin that we like, because if they turned him a turncoat, I mean, obviously you'd be like, oh, that dick. Yes, you should watch this especially if you've seen season 1. If you've seen season 1, you're going to want to see season 2, and there's nothing that I or anybody else will tell you. It is still a good show. It just, for me, went a little off the rails. Yes, it eventually came back, but they could have shaved a lot of stuff, remained that 9 episodes, and really focused on the characters that we want to see without getting too crazy with. Take a look at it, for sure. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. I gave the first one an 8, 8.2. This one's a 7. The acting holds it up. Everything holds it up. Obviously, there's going to be more Stranger Things going on for the 3rd season. It will keep going. It is, again, still that good show. You will be watching it. So that's my quick review, spoiler review of Stranger Things Season 2. Had a couple issues with it, but overall, still a good show. And let me know what you guys think. Are you on the fence about it? Are you 50-50? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I would love for you guys to let me know. If you want to see Stranger Things 2, you've seen the first one, but you kind of don't remember stuff, check out our recap. Take a look at Stranger Things Season 2, and hopefully I can see you guys back here checking out this spoiler review. Comment, hit that subscribe button, let us know what you think. Love to hear from you. I'm G, and I am out.